Hey everyone, this is Jim and welcome to my channel. I just wanted to get started, I guess, with a little bit of a different approach. I've seen a lot of videos recently about the S&P 500 index and how it is an important barometer of how the market is doing. So I figured, hey, let's try something different here and do a little bit of a deep dive and understand how this index works. What I'm going to do, and this is something that I haven't seen really being done on other channels, is to try and get you to see what happened with the index over the past week, and also what are the main drivers for this change. So which companies are benefiting or are seeing, I guess, not so good performance over that time. So basically what I'll drive you through is how the S&P finished the week, how it's looking in terms of PE ratio, also the gainers and losers for the week, and we'll also wrap it up with the additions and deletions for the week. So as we get started, a lot of content creators on YouTube currently have videos where they talk about the S&P 500. They usually talk about the performance of the index, how it has been over the years, who has outperformed it, but not so much which companies are part of the index. So to get started, we'll basically perform this analysis weekly, and you'll get a good sense whether it's useful or not, and whether you would like to continue and explore this learning adventure with me. And just as a side note, I won't go into the specifics of each company. I mean, there's already enough commentators out there who go into deep dives of each company and how they performed in the stock market. This is not what I'm looking to do. What we're looking to do here is just to get a high-level view of what's going on with the S&P 500 and how it's changed over the past week. And basically, I'm looking to produce useful content for you week over week, but let me know in the comments down below if there are features you would like to add in the future, or if you have any questions that remain unanswered in this video. So for the week of October 20th, 2023, the S&P 500 closed the week at 4,224.16 cents. This is down 2.4% versus the previous week. As we look at the PE ratio of the S&P 500, we currently stand at 24.11. This is pretty much, I would say, if we look over the past 125 years, I would say it's in the high range, because the way I tend to look at this is where it has been historically over the past 125 years, roughly. The high end has been around 25, and on the low end it's been around 7. So as we see right now at 24, we're pretty much still in the high end, even though it has lowered during the great pandemic bubble, as I call it. So looking at the movers for this week, a lot of companies saw some interesting performance, and I'm sure a lot of the companies that I'll be naming in this I guess rapid fire analysis will be companies that you're already familiar with. So starting with in the gainers, Microsoft saw its market cap go from 2.3 trillion to 2.4. So basically a change of $96.8 billion over the week. So it's pretty impressive, and considering the size of the company, it is to be expected that minor swings generate a lot of dollar change. Apple saw its market cap move to 2.7 billion, so up 34 billion for the week. Not much there to say. Google is next, going from 1.7 trillion, mostly unchanged, I would say. It's up 43.3 billion. Another surprise increase here, Lilly and Company. So this company went from 516 billion to 555, so up 38 billion. Great performance for this company. So Meta, still having a solid performance this year, went from 782 billion to 794 billion for the year. Great performance as well. In the losers, so some companies there will not be a surprise for many of you there. So for the week, Tesla saw the biggest drop with a market cap of 672 billion, so down a whopping $109 billion for the week. So that's I would say one of the main drivers of the lower performance of the S&P 500 this week. Nvidia, another big gainer of the past year, saw its value drop 42 billion. We also had Danaher Corporation. I'll be coming over this one a little bit later when we look at the additions and deletions. So the 30.5 billion drop is not really due to the performance of the company, but a spin-off of one of its subsidiaries. So Berkshire Hathaway, number 4 in the losers. It's not a big change for the company, but it's down 38.8 billion. And we also have ExxonMobil, so down 38.1 billion. So as we look into the change that happened on the index over the past week, so we had in the deletion DXC technology. So this one basically, in terms of the rule of how the S&P 500 is built, it just being moved within the different indices managed by Standards & Poor's. So it's being downgraded from the S&P 500 and getting replaced by another company. So Activision Blizzard, this company has been a lot in the news over the past couple of weeks. So this company has been is being deleted because it has been acquired by Microsoft during the month of October. So all the regulatory checks have been cleared, and so the company won't be part of the S&P 500 anymore. Organon & Co. So this one is another company that saw a move being removed from the S&P 500. So it's basically just moving to smaller sized index. In the additions, so we had VLTO, which was in this case the spin-off from Danaher Corporation that I was talking about a couple seconds ago. This one saw its addition to the S&P 500 justified because, even though it's a spin-off, the company is big enough to justify its inclusion in the S&P 500. So Lululemon Athletica, so this is a newcomer in the S&P 500. With the latest changes, it has been upgraded to the S&P 500, and same for HUBB Incorporated. So these are all changes that I will also link to the press releases in the comments, so that you can go and check for yourself to get a better understanding as to why these companies have been added to the index. So I guess that pretty much wraps it up for this week. I hope you had some enjoyable information that you gathered from this episode. If you have any questions, just feel free to add them in the comments. It'll help me, steer the conversation for the next video, and also help me answer questions that you might have. So thanks for following, and see you next time. Bye.